You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that it's possible because you can create your reality.
The biggest revenge is just winning so big that people can't fucking stand it.
If you're not getting hated on, you ain't doing shit right. Because in turn, they really want to be you.
People will try to put the same limitations on you that they put on themselves. Don't mistake their insecurities for your ceiling.
The perception that you have of the world, if you think there's only scarcity, there's no opportunity, that's how you are going to interact with reality. If you think that there's abundance, if you think that there's opportunity, then these things will manifest themselves to you.
You all fucking cry about the haters you have. You want a bunch of haters. You want all the people mad at you. You want everybody saying, fuck that guy. Because if they're saying fuck that guy, it's because you're winning so big that it just irritates the fuck out of them.
Go back to the gym, work, because you have more to show. You understand? Life continue. You cannot live in the past because pain, you're gonna have it all the time, uncertainty, and constant work, constant work, constant work. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's gonna happen in your life. You have to continue.
So you have to believe that you can, and the way that you can get to that state, because a lot of people are like, I have a lot of doubt. So do I. I have it all the time. Even if at these levels, right, you're doing 7-figure months. Dude, there's people doing 8-figure months.
I think it's just my determination to get better every day. My love for the game is beyond, I don't know. I can't even find it right now. Even if how good you are, you should go out there and play like it's your last night. Play it's like your last second of the game. Play it's like your last second of practice. And I might be good right now, but there's somebody out there working hard as I am, trying to get better than LeBron, because they see I'm number one. So they want to be number one. The reason I think that a lot of the nation knows me is because my determination shows off on the court. And that's all I look for in myself.
When you're pursuing your destiny, when you identify with your destiny, you have to be selfish, you have to be maniacal, you have to be uncompromising.
I am willing to try it this way, try it that way, try it this other way. Those three didn't work. I got killed on those three. I try it this way now, this new way. And I will keep going until I figure out how to make it work.
You have to have a delusional mindset. You have to be so far out there to believe that it's possible.
So everyone out there whose dreams are scaring you, whose dreams make you want to quit, don't quit. It's good. Your dreams should be big. They should be scary. Just keep pushing through. I have this thing I say, champion mentality. It's not about winning. It's not about a trophy. It's about having no quit. It's about giving everything you have so that when you show up on game day, before the results are over, you're proud of yourself and you know the work you put in.
Seriously, what does failure mean? It doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that. So to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, if I fail today, okay, I'm gonna learn something from that failure and I'm gonna try again on Tuesday.
The world belongs to optimists, because if you're going to do anything big, you have to believe that it can happen. Otherwise, it never will. The cynics get to be right and the optimists get to be rich. 99% right and 100% wrong. They're right 99% of the time, but they're wrong 100%, because the only thing that matters is the big one at the end.
And I don't give a fuck about what Joe from the old neighborhood has to say, or Stacy, the ex-girlfriend. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. I care about getting where I'm trying to go.
There'll be times where you succeed and there are times that you fail. Wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. You just put one foot in front of the other, you control what you can't control, and then you see what the outcome. If you win, great. You're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're gonna have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway.
When you are in uncertainty, when you feel at risk, when you feel exposed, don't tap out. Stay brave, stay uncomfortable, lean into the hard conversation, and keep leading. Stay brave.
I think if you're not out there trying to win every night, there's no reason you should be out there. Even if you might be the sorriest team in America, or you might not have all the athletes that you need. Our team has never been the biggest team, not the most athletic, not the quickest, but about our team, we share the ball.
When you go to God, he does not need to see who you are. He made you. You're going to God because something ain't working and something ain't right, and I need help. Can you fix it?
My first 9 businesses didn't really amount to anything. 9, as in the first one, I spent time on it, it failed. Second one, this one will be different. Spent time on it, failed. And then the third one, this one, failed. And then 6 more after that. And it's painful as shit because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so. And they're right, today, but not forever.
So I don't care if I fail. I don't care if 1 million people see it. I don't care if 10 million people see it. I don't care if it's just me seeing it. But I have programmed my mind to look at every situation to determine, did I get the best possible outcome there?
You're not gonna get any better if you don't play hard. And you're not gonna get any better if you're not trying to win every time. So when you're out there, you're just kind of trying to compete, trying to win every time you're out there. Just play as hard as you can. If you're going up against me, you're trying to bust me up. Because I'm gonna come at you the same way, you know?
What does losing feel like to you?
It's exciting.
Why is it exciting?
Because it means you have different ways to get better. There's certain things that you can figure out that you can take advantage of, right? Certain weaknesses that were exposed that you need to shore up, right? So it was exciting. I mean, it sucks to lose, but at the same time, there are answers there. It's exciting when you win, it's exciting when you lose, because the process should be exactly the same, whether you win or you lose. As you go back and you look and you find things that you could have done better, you find things that you've done well that worked, figure out how did they work, why did they work, and how can you make them work again. But the hardest thing is to face that stuff.
You gotta have a plan. Everybody's got a dream, everybody's got a goal. What's the plan? Your plan has got to be clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and committed. You've got to have a plan. And when you're trying to do something that you're truly passionate about, there is no plan B.
There isn't anything better that you can do with failure, no matter how unjust, than to learn from it. And so as a general attitude, how did I go wrong here is a hyper-useful existential stance. Right, and it's also a bulwark against hopelessness, because, you know, even if it was 95% situational and 5% you, if you adjusted that 5%, maybe that'd be enough so that the next time that situation arises, you'd come out on the positive side of it.
Headstrong. We just added fuel to that. We're believers now. We just killed ourselves, and it feels fucking good. The pain leaves, what comes in, try. It's like a natural high, that you're actually doing something, you're making a difference in your life. That fuels the fire, to be headstrong, believing in what you're doing, no matter what the disbeliefs of the third party, subjective losers are out there. That then sends it to your heart, so it beats like a champion. When all this fails, here and here continues. The stride past, reach barriers no one's been to, especially you.
If you have the ability to continue to try new things and understand that the things that didn't work, you're not going to repeat, you're not going to make the same mistake twice, and you have the ability to continue down the path for as long as it fucking takes, bro, you can't fail. It's fucking impossible.
God is so ready to fix you because he wants you to get back on the road, and he wants you to perform the way you were designed to perform.
And I feel like if you just go out there and win, lose, or draw, if you give it 110% and play hard, that's all you can look for in the coaching as a player.
It's like, is there something wrong with being competitive? There's nothing wrong with it. There's something wrong with cheating. There's something wrong with being a tyrant. There's something wrong with winning unfairly. All of those things are bad. You don't want people to win? What's the difference between trying to win and striving?
So you got to work hard. I mean, let me tell you something. When I went to America, I went to college, I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction, because in those days in bodybuilding, there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything. So I had to go to work. So I worked on construction. I went to college, I worked out in the gym, and at night, from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I went to acting class 4 times a week. There was not one single minute that I wasted. And this is why I'm standing here today.
So many guys tell stories about your work ethic. Yeah. What was really your work ethic like, and for how long did you stay disciplined?
Well, I mean every day. I mean, since 20 years. It's an everyday process, and trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses. For example, jumping ability. Now, my vertical was a 40, it wasn't a 46 or a 45. My hands are big, but they're not massive, right? So you got to figure out ways to strengthen them so your hands are strong enough to be able to palm a ball and do the things that you need to do. Quickness, I was quick, but not insanely quick. I was fast, but not ridiculously fast, right? So I had to rely on skill a lot more. I had to rely on angles a lot more. I had to study the game a lot more. But I enjoyed it though. So like from the time I can remember when I started watching the game, I studied the game and it just never changed.
There are those of us who are blessed and we can't even enjoy the blessing because we're constantly thinking about what's gonna happen to the blessing at some point. And now the thing that you feared, you didn't brought it on to yourself because you feared it. So part of moving the needle is moving the stuff in our lives that are not a part of God's play.
You have a great life in front of you, but your great life is in front of you. It's not behind you. What you did back there ain't got nothing to do with what God got for you. What you did back there was learn the lessons to to get you to where you are at this particular moment right here. But what God got for you, do you know, man, that you can actually mess your life completely up? You can jack it all the way up, and you can turn around and get it right.
If you go visit the darkness that you've been running from, you'll have the opportunity to leave a better person. You'll have a better understanding of yourself. You'll have a better understanding of your purpose. But if you don't take that trip and the darkness comes visits you, it's a guest that will never leave.
I was so blessed to have this discipline over a really long period of time. It was a lot of tough competition. I'm just a story like everybody else. I always said we play for the name on the front of our jersey was the Patriots or the Bucks, and I played for the name on the back of the jersey, which was my family and the people that encouraged me.
So if I told you I'm gonna take care of you, at what point are you worried about me not taking care of you? Like, why are you worried about that? And you're worried about that because who told you that?
If you knew that you weren't gonna make it home for dinner tonight, if you knew you weren't gonna make it home to dinner tonight, what would you now do? Who would you call? Who would you text? Where would you go? Go do that. Because here's the crazy thing, bro. Like, there are people that aren't gonna make it home to dinner tonight. And that's not, oh, you know what? We'll do that next year. We'll take that trip later. And I'm not talking about being reckless. I'm not talking about dudes cashing everything out and being fiscally irresponsible. What I'm talking about is really understanding that this game is way different than we've been programmed to believe it is. Like, we literally have been programmed to work until we're 65, and then we can relax, and then we can enjoy. You're dead. You're dead then. Your body doesn't work anymore. You're not gonna go race bot. You're not gonna wanna learn anything new. Your kids are old. They don't give a about you. They're married and moved off and the whole thing. Like, now what?
Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you.
When do you experience the positive emotion that's associated with happiness? The answer is not when you've attained a goal, but when you're pursuing one.
There's no luck in this game, man. It may be a little bit of luck, but the luck happens after you bust your ass and you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck might fucking happen. And that's what people don't know. But to get there, luck ain't gonna happen. You have to put yourself in that situation, man.
So there are terms that you use and stuff that you use that refer to the past, and you keep talking about it like it's today, and some of you got guilt. That's why the Bible says there is no condemnation. It doesn't mean that you should keep doing dirt. It doesn't mean you should keep doing wrong. But what he's saying is no condemnation, meaning that after you bring it to me, you got to put it in the trash. Because if you bring it to me and you don't put it in the trash, it's going to manifest. It's going to reappear. It's going to show itself. So you got to let it go.
Be hard to kill. Be easy to love, be kind with your words, be generous with your time, be ready to strike, be controlled with your temper, be open to growth, be willing to heal, be protective of your reputation, be respectful of all, be ready with a plan for violence. Masculinity is a gift from God, and it's to be shared with humanity. Never dim your light.
It's not on everybody else, it's on you. You have to make things happen. Nothing is going to be given to you. You're gonna have things, some things, you're gonna get lucky sometimes. You can't count on luck.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him, and that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
No one's coming. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you.
You cannot have any part of your mind that thinks, oh, someone will just do this for me. You cannot have that in your mind. You have to do things yourself. You have to create things. You have to make things happen.
I can't give you shit. You can't give them shit. I can give you ideas. At the end of the day, when I was losing the weight, I had to miserably wake up.
The best day of a man's life is the day he realizes that nobody's coming to save him. If he can know that and feel peace about it and almost be excited about it because he gets to go fight his own hero's journey, he'll win. If he can accept it, he'll win.
You have to do it yourself. No one's gonna give it to you. No one is gonna give it to you. And this doesn't mean you have to take from someone else. You have to build for yourself.
And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams come true. You're just not. We're not wired that way. You weren't born that way, you weren't that way when you were growing up, and you're certainly not that way as an adult.
Success is a lonely journey. That's just a reality. And most people are not going to understand why you're so driven, why you're so obsessed. And if you try and make them understand, you're going to end up frustrated. The best advice I can tell you is go on the journey by yourself.
So think through what you are saying. Think through what you are thinking. Stop blaming other people.
Most people will not understand the level of obsession required. They will not understand the level of drive and determination that it takes for you to become that person.
Because you take entire responsibility for your life. Too many people give up responsibility in their life so they can point the finger at somebody else. If you take all of it, even when it's not your fault, I've had to do this so many times, particularly around hiring. You take responsibility for everything, regardless of whose fault it is, or the market, or a race, or religion, or who's president. I don't give a fuck who's president. I'm gonna win no matter what. Your blind grandmother could be president. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday.
I never once in my life ever said I wanted to be the best of all time. Ever. I wanted to be the best I could be, period. And I said, be proud of the man in the glass. Be proud of that man that wakes up every day and does the best that he could do with his priorities, you know? And a lot of things happen in our life. You know, we all face our challenges and adversities, and we all go through things, and I think life is about dealing with a lot of things that you didn't want to have happen in your life, whether it's your business or whether it's sports or whether it's personal or, you know, children. And like I said, we all have our unique challenges, but do the best you can do. Show up every day and make the commitment to yourself, and the people that count on you, the people that you support you. And through a lot of failures, you're gonna learn a lot, and you're gonna hopefully be humbled, because sometimes, you know, you give your best and it doesn't work. And I learned that in sports, and you learn it in life in different ways too. Sometimes you do what you do, you try your best, you work hard, but it just doesn't in the end go the way you want. So what are you gonna do, quit? You're gonna just blame everyone else? You're gonna go in there and blame the guy next door and blame that person and blame the dog and go out there and sleep until 10 o'clock? Or are you gonna get out of bed, wake up and go do something about it?